Geek Out! Pinkies up, it's time for another Geek Out book club. I'm Sam.
I'm Jake.
This week we'll be talking about Mythic. The Image Comics series sees its first volume, collecting the first 8 issues, out Wednesday, June 22nd in comic shops everywhere and on Comixology by Phil Hester and John McCrea, who we had on the show a couple weeks ago. You can totally check that interview out. We go into depth about the book. We do try to keep it pretty spoiler-free in that.
We do, but I loved having those two guys on. They were a lot of fun.
They were a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Those two were a lot of fun.
And we got to talk to a guy who drew Judge Dredd.
Which is for you always.
That's like right up there with, if you draw Superman, you're it.
Phil Hester drew Godzilla.
Yeah.
So
there you go.
And he wrote Wonder Woman.
I mean, yeah, the amount of people, we were just saying real quick before we started recording, like trying to remember all the people we've had on, and that's like something when we started this, almost 2 years ago, like we never would have thought that was going to be a problem.
No,
and that's the best problem to have.
It is, yeah, and you guys are going to be seeing a lot more in the next coming weeks because, it never ceases to amaze me how many interviews, because I never for a fucking second thought we would get as many interviews as we do. So thank you to Image, thank you to Dark Horse, thank you to the people that run AwesomeCon. It's really been awesome.
Yeah.
No pun intended there. That's just my go-to good adjective.
Awesome. But speaking of awesome,
so is this book.
Mythic, yeah.
Again, out June 22nd. I kind of suggest as much to Phil that it's like, is this kind of your take on like Ghostbusters? Because it's a squad that takes on basically what happens when magic around the world goes wrong. Mm-hmm. You call in the Mythic team.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, it's actually kind of like, not too far off, but it's more Doom Patrol. And I was like, of course it is, because it really does fit the Doom Patrol archetype.
And Doom Patrol is awesome.
Doom Patrol is so good.
There you go.
Yeah, so, and it's cool because he's doing a lot of, sure, you're seeing some anthologies that you've seen before,
Yeah.
You've seen, if you've read a Thor comic or seen a Thor film, you have an understanding of Norse mythology, but you're starting to see like Indonesian stuff.
Yeah, I remember, we were talking about that in the interview too.
Yeah.
You're all around the globe.
So it's a lot of fun. This isn't just some sort of like Constantine thing. This is very much kind of like a team book.
Sure, and you get to know all the guys really well too.
Yeah. John McCrea's art he's got a lot more grit than he did back in the 90s, working on like Hitman, which really suits this story very well.
Yeah. Drew Superman.
He drew one of the cool, and we talked about that too.
Yeah.
Maybe next time we'll get him to divulge more about that, because I feel like we only just kind of like, only had him for a limited time.
And he's got both of them got quite the career, so.
Yeah. So it's definitely, if you love team books, if you love books that, that are quite fun and deal with the occult and that sort of thing, this is definitely right up that alley. Do you have any,
it's like we said, it's so cool to be able to read the book and then talk to the creators. Usually I try to familiarize myself, 24 hours before we go into the interview. So to be able to, read this book and then talk to the guys right after and talk about the art style, talk about the influences around the world and see the different, mythologies, kind of around the world and seeing this team go after them was really cool and entertaining.
Yeah, definitely. Check it out again, out everywhere. Comic shops and Comixology, June 22nd, first 8 issues, which is awesome because with those Image first trades, you usually only, most story arcs I feel like are only like 4 to 6 issues.
Yeah.
This one's 8.
There you go.
So you get your money's worth. So, definitely check it out. This has been another Geek Out Book Club. I'm Sam.
I'm Jake.
Keep reading. This has been another Geek Out production. If you enjoyed what you heard, hey, we've got a new commentary every Monday. We've got a special episode every Friday. Of course, there's the usual catching up show every Wednesday. And you get book club episodes just about every Tuesday these days. Thanks for listening.